welcome to the 2013 World Jiu Jitsu Championship Review on BishopBJJ.com. The World Championships become the apex of every Jiu Jitsu year. All the top competitors, top brands, and top organizations are represented at this prestigious event in Long Beach, California. There are three things you can expect when attending the World Championships: top-level athletes, a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a lot of broken English. Here's the acai cage. This is where they force you to eat acai inside of a cage like an animal. But it's delicious, so you'll move on to enjoy some top-level jiu-jitsu. And although you might not be able to get the acai online, you can now watch the Jiu Jitsu World Championships live from your home, which in some cases may be the best way, as the event gets longer every year, but the athletes are hungrier and better than ever. Kicking off the event were the blue belts and the white belts on day one, and the competition was fierce. In fact, the blue belts looked as sharp as ever. Some of the best jiu-jitsu at this level was displayed this year. The skill level at these lower belts shows just why a world championship, even at this level, has become so prestigious, as these athletes have learned to battle and compete at a very high level, even as early as blue belt, purple belt, and all the way to the brown belt. The techniques and training for these competitors seems to increase every single year, and the difficulty to achieve a world championship increases along with it. Emotions run high in victory and in defeat. The sport is evolving, and the skill and training that it takes to be a world champion is strongly increasing. With the rise of this new generation of athletes, one has to wonder, what will the world championships look like in the next 5 to 10 years? One thing is for sure, the world championships hold a special place in the hearts of competitors as the most prestigious and difficult titles to earn. And that only further adds to the spectacle that the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships has become. With that being said, it's time to move on to the Black Belt Finals. As always, ladies first. First up was Jazari Matsuda and Nyjah Easton. This match was actually quite a battle back and forth in the very beginning. As Nyjah pulls guard, Jazari tried to really work a knee through pass for the majority of the match, which was fairly ineffective until she was able to finally secure a couple successful pass attempts, and she was able to secure her very first World Championships in this victory, and you could tell it meant a lot to her. Next up, we had Marina Ribeiro and Luisa Monteiro. And while this match started from a double guard pull, Luisa came on top and was actually in control of the match for the majority of the time. And it was actually just a late mistake in which she was able to give up a kind of sweep that you'll see here, that she was able to lose this match at the very end. And you see Marina actually celebrates maybe a little bit early, but she's able to come out with the victory, and it is her very first World Championship. Next up, we have Bia Mesquita and Fabiana Borges. And while this match kind of started off in Fabiana's favor, she's able to pull guard, and you'll see here she's actually able to secure a rare sweep on Bia. It didn't last long. Bia was able to secure the submission and another world championship for her. Next up was Vanessa Oliveira and Luana Alsgeir. And while Luana entered the match as a favorite, probably to win, the match was very close. Luana was able to secure this sweep, and she got on top, attacked this leg lock for a while, but ultimately she was able to secure a win on points, and she was our 2013 world champion in the weight class. Next up, we had Michelle Nicolini and Fernanda Mazzelli. And Michelle entered the match as a clear favorite, and she was once again able to secure a very quick submission in this after moving up quite a few weight classes, and she secures her 6th world championship with that footlock. You see right there, it's pretty nasty. She waited just a little bit longer than she probably should have to tap, and Michelle is really a class act, and you can tell to be along in this sport for that long and to secure 6 world titles. It's pretty impressive. Next up was Gabby Garcia and Andressa Correa. Everybody's favorite. It was a closeout in the division. And they gave it to Andrea probably because Gabby was in the absolute finals. And let's be honest, Gabby's probably going to own that category as long as she competes. There she is. She was busy getting stronger earlier this week. Next up, we had Rodolfo Vieira and Lucas Leite. It's the first final they played because Rodolfo had a match later on in the absolute finals. And there's a reason for that. He is incredibly dominant. He passed Lucas's guard several times. I believe the score was almost 20-0, if not more than that, by the time he was able to secure a choke to finish the match about 7 minutes in against Lucas, who was a top-level competitor who moved up several weight classes to take the match. So congratulations to Rodolfo. Next was Kyle Terra and Bruno Malfacine, a rematch of the Pan Finals and several other world championships in past years. Bruno actually almost secured the pass very early in the match, and several times he had the leg drag position. Here he is, almost on Kyle's back. He really looked to be in control of the match through the majority of the time, but Kyle swept at the last minute and was able to secure a world championship, stealing the title back away from Bruno. And it's pretty impressive that he was able to do this twice this year in a similar fashion. Next up is Guilherme. Wait a minute. Oh, nope, no Guilherme Mendes, not even on the podium. Surprise to everyone. And in fact, neither of these guys were the ones that beat him. This is Ari Farias and Gabriel Moraes. Daniel Beliza actually is the one that defeated Guilherme earlier in the quarterfinals. But these two double guard pull and actually set a furious pace for much of the match. It was back and forth. It was a great match to watch. It was a very strong battle. It was nice to see some fresh blood in the finals of the division. And this is what you get. You get a very kind of frantic battle for somebody's first world championship here. And unfortunately, it's going to end in a little bit of controversy. Ari Farias was up by an advantage. You see him walk outside the yellow area and off the mat to celebrate just briefly. And he's going to be welcomed back to the mat with a penalty. And they're going to award Gabriel a advantage for the troubles. And that's actually going to change the winner of the match. Boom, there it is. And there's a little confusion. Everybody realizes now, all of a sudden, what's going on. They realize that the winner of the match is actually going to get switched. Ari is a little surprised. Gabriel is probably a little bit surprised as well. And our world championship was actually just won by the referee there. So see what you believe about that. But that's how that match ended, in a little bit of controversy. But the excitement for the day was just getting started, as Augusto Taquinho got a rematch with Rafael Mendez. They fought 2 years ago in the World Championship final in a close match that Rafael was able to take. But Taquinho really battled here. He fought off and showed amazing defense against the Berimbolo. In fact, fighting back once from almost having his back taken. It was quite impressive. He scored the takedown off the beginning, which was the big difference maker in the match. And here at the very end, you're going to be able to see him fight his heart out to get a sweep from the 50-50 position at the last minute. And the crowd was on their feet. They were chanting, they were cheering, Taquinho! And he's able to come to the top. He leaps onto the back, and he's going to that's going to be the difference in the match. And he's going to win based on that effort. And it will be his very first world championship. And everybody knows that he worked extremely hard to do that. And he really had to take it to Rafael Mendez to beat him. So congrats to Taquinho for a great effort there. Next in the lightweight final, we had Leandro Lo and Michael Langhi is the final. And this looked to be a boring spider guard fight to the death, but actually Leandro Lo was extremely aggressive in his passing, and you can see here he actually gets past the impassable guard of Michael Langhi and is able to start to jump on his back, and he works for the submission for a good part of the match. So it actually ended up being a much more exciting match than what many probably would have predicted. Next up, Claudio Calasanz looks to redeem a championship-less Atos team, and unfortunately, he is going to be unsuccessful against Otavio Souza, who beat him last year in the finals as well. It's a very close match. It was very uneventful. They fought largely from the same position. Otavio was able to secure a sweep late in the match, and that ended up being the main difference in the fight, and he was able to secure a second consecutive world championship. Next up, we have Braulio Estima and Hamulo Bahal, and it is another closeout, and Braulio with a little tricks, and he gives it to Hamulo. Kind of cool. You can tell Braulio is just a character. He really tore it up that weekend, and it's kind of fitting that those two teammates close out the division because they really were the two most impressive throughout the event in that division. Next, we had Bernardo Fajia and the upcoming youngster João Gabriel, who was very impressive the entire event. Even in this match, you can just tell he's a kid that just goes for it. He's going to be extremely impressive for the next, you would have to think 10 years. But unfortunately for him, Bernardo grinded this one out as he does many matches. He stays on that leg. He stayed heavy, and he kept fighting, and eventually he passed the guard, went to the mount, and you can see he really broke the spirit of the young competitor, and he was able to secure a world championship for himself, and you can tell it meant a lot to him. Finally, moving on to the Absolute, we have David versus Goliath. Gabby Garcia and Bia Mesquita meet again in the Absolute final. It's quite a testament to Bia's warrior spirit that she continues to fight against a competitor that's so much larger than her. It's always an exciting fight to watch these two compete, but Gabby always proves to be just too much for almost every competitor. It's going to be really difficult for anybody to beat her in the Absolute or her division. She's just much more physical. With that being said, the crowds rushed to the front. The team started chanting. It was the absolute final of the men's division. Buchecha and Rodolfo Vieira. The Titans collided. And despite what you may think or your preconceived notions of what this match was going to be, this match became a showcase for just how dominant Buchecha was becoming. Immediately, he goes right in, he pulls guard, and you think, well, this is going to be a great match, and Buchecha sweeps right away. He's got an early lead, and it was really all downhill from there for Rodolfo, who ended up having quite a few points scored on him. You can see he actually gets his guard passed, which a couple years ago was probably unthinkable. And not only does he get his guard passed, but after he gets it back, Buchecha actually from the guard is gonna roll through, do a ninja roll on Rodolfo Vieira and take his back. And that's just crazy to watch that happen to a competitor that you watch be so dominant against the rest of the field. Just really goes to show how good Buchecha has gotten and how physical he is, because Rodolfo Vieira is quite an athlete. And there's nothing that displays that better than what's about to happen next, which is Rodolfo Vieira has Marcus Buchecha in an X-guard sweep after he escapes this terrible back position, and you think, well, maybe he'll mount some kind of offense here and get back in the match. Unfortunately for him, Buchecha just kind of quickly hops over into a triangle armbar from the mounted position, and you just think, wow, there's a new king, and his name is Buchecha. And that's how the event is going to end. That was our 2013 World Championships. It was an incredibly fun event, and we have what looks to be the beginning of the Buchecha dynasty. Thanks everyone for taking some time to watch the video and get a look behind the scenes at the 2013 World Championships. We will be doing our study on the event coming up here soon, so keep your eyes out for that and much, much more from BishopBJJ.com.